Hello YouTube, MillenniumX17 here. Sony just got off stage, so here's my initial thoughts on that press conference. So they just left the stage and it was par for the course, I guess is the best way to explain it in words. It was no better or worse than what EA or Ubisoft did. It's definitely still better than Microsoft, but just not a lot of pop in there. I mean, they started off, Jack Tretton came out and acknowledged the elephant in the room. He specifically said that, and that the PlayStation Network is down, and you know, we're working to get it better, and we understand that your continued support means a lot to us, yada yada. So it was basically his long-winded we're sorry speech, what have you. Then he moved right back into what was probably going to be their press conference anyways. They started with talking about how they're looking at to be the entertainment service for everybody, you know, just like what Microsoft's going for. They gave a Netflix stat that said that Netflix is 30% of all Netflix streaming is done through the PS3, which, okay. And then they announced that Cinema Now is going to be going to the PlayStation 3 as well. So, Cinema Now. They moved right then into video game demos. They brought out Uncharted 3. It was a live demo. They were on some kind of like a cruise ship, is what it looked like. Really nice water effects. I think what the Naughty Dog was trying to go for is something to outdo the train level in Uncharted 2. So cruise ship on the water. It was shifting. He was moving as the ship shifted through the water. It looked really good. The climbing mechanic is back. I never got along with that in the second game. We'll see how it works in the third one. You know, things go from bad to worse. The ship starts sinking. The physics look good in it. There's a swimming section, which I hate swimming sections in any game. And then right before they walked off stage, they said something about Subways. The actual food chain Subway is going to have something in October for early multiplayer access. That came out of absolutely nowhere. I have no idea. I have no details about it. They just sort of said it. So it was a little weird. Insomniac followed up after them with Resistance 3 live demo. A lot of rain effects in this game. The rain effect looked pretty good. You know, basic shooter though. You know, your plan is to go here and ambush something. It goes wrong, and now you have to get away. And just as the big monster showed up, they ended the demo. So, you know, I've never been a fan of Resistance. The demo looked all right. It looked okay. Jack Tretton came back out and announced that the God of War collection and the Team Eco collection with Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. Those two collections are going to both be in HD and are going to release this September, and both of them are going to be in full 3D support. Okay. Then they announced that they were going to have some kind of they're going to try to make 3D a more entry-level thing for everyone to experience. So they have a PlayStation 3D display coming. They never said when, but they said that it's a 24-inch display that has unique features that allow split-screen mode in 3 dimensions, but in such a way that you don't see a split in the screen like normal split screen. It looks like a full screen for each player, both in 3D. So that looks pretty awesome. I'm thinking to myself, how much does this say cost? They said that the package will initially come with the 24-inch PlayStation 3D monitor, 2 active glasses, Resistance 3, and a 6-foot HDMI cable for $500. No, that's a bit too much. After that, 2K Sports came out with an NBA 2K12. Again, I'm not into sports games. They were talking about new features for this and that and how interactive it is. No, it has move support. So now you get to wave your arms around while playing basketball as well. If you want to wave your arms around while playing basketball, why don't you just go out and play real basketball? Whatever. They brought Kobe Bryant on stage for you know, for no apparent reason. From what I can tell, but he played the game and he sucked at it, but whatever. Then they debuted a new PlayStation Move game called Medieval Moves. This looks like a hack and slash something or other that just, it has no HUD and it looks kind of kiddie-ish. Very, even furthermore, the camera control for the camera looks really awkward. So there's that. It just looks like more bouncing around in front of the TV. Infamous 2 was the next game out, which doesn't Infamous launch tomorrow? But they took time out of their press conference to show a pre-rendered trailer, very flashy, for Infamous 2. Which just leads me to believe that something was slated for that time slot, but wasn't ready in time, so they quickly rushed it in to fill time. Very peculiar move. Then they were like, Little Big Planet 2 is getting full motion, Move support later this year. Lightbox Interactive and Sony Santa Monica Studios came out. They're the guys who did Warhawk, and they debuted a new game that they're going to be doing called Starhawk. A pre-rendered trailer. Doesn't really showcase much. Looks kind of iffy. Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time was the next out. It was an animated trailer. Sometime in 2012 will be released. Again, these last couple of games, they just show trailers, and there's a whole lot of nothing as it comes to video game footage, so it's a little weird. The next one out actually had somewhat of a demo, was Dust 514, which is an MMO shooter on the consoles. Yeah, I'll believe it will launch when it does. Duke Nukem Forever has a better chance of launching than that does. So, next thing they were talking about was how Move compatibility and NGP compatibility will be cross-capable with the PS3. For Dust 514 will be both Move and NGP version of it will be compatible. It will also connect with EVE Online. So, okay. And then they showed a nice flashy pre-rendered trailer. I'll have to see more to get a more solid feel on it. 2K International came out, showed a pre-recorded footage of Bioshock Infinite. Actual gameplay footage, but it was pre-recorded. It looked pretty decently, but it was more of like a montage kind of thing going on. So it wasn't a clear-cut level of the game. It was more of a bunch of different action-y sequences chopped together to make it look awesome all together at once. So we'll have to see how that goes. And then just before Ken Levine went off stage, he was like, oh yeah, by the way, and he whips out an NGP out of his pocket and goes, we've been developing a pet project on this thing, and then he just kind of walks off stage. Doesn't say anything about it, when it might come out, and then anything like that. And then they were like, oh, by the way, the Bioshock Infinite PS3 copy on that Blu-ray disc will come the original Bioshock. Okay. Saints Row the Third came out and said that they had Move support, and then moved right off the stage. Didn't say anything, nothing really special about that. Star Trek game with Move support. Oh, this game, they said specifically that it was early in development, so I can't really judge it too harshly, but it's in this early stage, it looks very rough. So you have to give that more time. Then Sony was very specific on their exclusives. They're very particular about their exclusives. So they came out and specifically said their EA exclusives are going to be as follows. SSX will have a Mount Fuji level. That is only available on the PlayStation version. Need for Speed The Run will have 7 extra cars. The Bugatti Veyron and something Aston Martin I was writing really fast and I couldn't write them all down all at once, but I do remember hearing the Bugatti Veyron is one of those 7 cars. So there's that for the PlayStation 3 version. And then Battlefield 3 will come with a copy of Battlefield 1943 on that same Blu-ray disc. So there's that. Kazuo Hirai came out, talked about connected experiences, dropped another "we're sorry about the PlayStation Network fail," and then announced something called the PlayStation Suite. And then was like, it'll have smartphone and tablet integration, so you can track your PlayStation life on the go. And I was like, alright, whatever. It was a pretty long speech about the PSP, and then he finally got around to the NGP, and he officially confirmed that the PlayStation Vita will be its name. Vita is Italian for life. Why a Japanese company is calling something Italian, I don't know. Whatever. It will have 6-axis control, along with the touch screen on the front and the touchpad on the back, dual analog sticks. It is front and rear cameras. It just sounds like a device that will destroy batteries. They didn't initially say what the price was. initially. I'll get to that in a second. There will be 3G and Wi-Fi models. They're parting. Oh, this part really got a real grumble out of the audience, and it's something that I'm not liking. 3G models means you'll actually have to have a data plan in order to have internet access at all times. They partnered exclusively with AT&T for the Vita, which is just, I'm sorry, that just sounds like a horrifyingly bad idea. And the audience themselves was moaning about it, and I understand why. So there was that. Scott Road came out, talked a lot about the NGP, live demoed Uncharted. Then they downloaded a bunch of other games that looked... Uncharted looked good. It looks very nice. A lot of them use the fully functional thing, like the Little Big Planet is going to have one. Mod Nation Racers is going to be a new game specifically to work with the Vita. And then the Wipeout 2048 will have cross-platform play between PS3 and the Vita at the same time. So, pretty cool. Capcom came out, demoed Street Fighter, Cross Tekken. Cole will be a character in that game. Cole from Infamous. It looked alright, but the demo was very, very short. And then they went through another montage video about it, yada yada, and then Kazuo Hirai came back on stage and announced that the Wi-Fi model will be $249 US dollars, 249 British pounds, and 24,999 euros, or not euros, what was it, yen. 24,999 yen. The 3G model will be 300 US dollars, 300 pounds, 30,000 yen. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't think that equivalates to the exact same pricing structure via the current exchange rate. I'll have to look into that. I don't think so, though. And then Jack Tretton came out and ended the press conference. Not bad, not great. So far, I think EA is the strongest one showing, but then again, there's Nintendo tomorrow morning, which the door is wide open for them to crush everybody with the Project Cafe. So until tomorrow, you guys have yourselves a good day.